And the first thing we're going to talk about here today is this. Undeniably, one of the greatest, most celebrated shows ever, or movies, I should say, ever of all time. You know, you can go to something that's politically left or politically right. You can go to Canada, you can go to Britain, you can go to Pakistan, you can go to anywhere you want to go, and you can sit down and say, I believe Princess Bride is one of the greatest movies of all time, and people will come flocking to your cause in great agreement and unity. It is a beloved film for many reasons, and obviously, rightfully so. It is one of the greatest motion pictures of all time. I just love it. It's the greatest pure fantasy kind of film, fairy tale movie. It's amazing. Well, because it's so amazing, apparently there are people who want to remake it. Yes, there are some talks going on about rebooting The Princess Bride. Now, this comes to us from our friends over at Slash Film, and basically, one of the things they say here is this: buried deep within a Variety profile and legendary TV producer Norman Lear is the tidbit that The Princess Bride remake is reportedly in discussions. The news comes from Sony Pictures CEO Tony, I'm not even going to try to pronounce Tony's last name, who casually told the outlet, we have so many people coming to us saying we want to remake this show or that show, very famous people whose names I won't use, but they want to redo The Princess Bride. They want to redo The Princess Bride. Now, look, I'll tell you what. I absolutely 1000% adore The Princess Bride. What is there not to love and adore? Nothing. There is nothing about The Princess Bride to not love and adore. It is one of the, if not arguably the, most perfect movie ever conceived of in the history of mankind. It is wonderful, it is fantastic, it is adorable, it is all those things and more. That being said, you can remake it. You can remake it. You can remake The Princess Bride. Go for it.
How dare you?
Go for it. And I love The Princess Bride. As you wish, you can remake The Princess Bride, and I will tell you why. And for those of you who have watched me for a period of time, you've probably heard me make this argument before, but I'll say it again. Because there is no argument against making The Princess Bride. There is simply no downside. Nothing bad can happen to remaking The Princess Bride. See, here's the thing. Some people treat remaking a movie like the idea of repainting your car. All right? Because let's say you've got a great car. You love your car. It's this great, like maybe you got like a matte black on it and it looks great for the model car you have. And you think, you know what? I want to paint it plaid. I want to go ahead and paint that car plaid. Now, to do that though, means you got to paint over the paint job that you love. It essentially means you have to destroy what you love in order to try getting this new paint job, right? And that's how a lot of people, whenever the idea of remakes of classic, wonderful, near God perfect films like The Princess Bride comes up, a lot of people take the same mentality. You're going to destroy the thing I love in order to try to do something new. When in reality, the car sales place is actually bringing you a free new exact duplicate of your car, and they're going to paint over that one, and your car is still there with the perfect paint job that you already love, and it's not being touched, and nothing bad will happen to it. It's just you got this other car now that they're going to try that paint job on. And if you like that paint job, great, you got another free car. If you hate the paint job, oh well, they tow the car away and you still got your perfect paint job car. But a lot of people look at, when you bring up remakes, they look at it as if you're going to paint over what I love. And that's not the case. See, look, I love The Princess Bride as much of, if not more, than anybody. I can quote one of the few movies outside of Star Wars. There's not a lot of movies outside of Star Wars movies that I can quote line for line. Princess Bride is one of them. But if you make a new one, they're not touching the old one. They're not taking it away. They're not throwing it away in the fire. It's still there. If they make a good new movie, great. We've got another movie we can love. If they make a crappy movie, oh well, I'll never watch it again. I'll just watch the original. Now, Chris, I know that before we started the show, when I brought this up and I said, hey, did you see this topic we're going to talk about? Woo!
Just immediately was like,
I'm pretty sure your hair was black before we started.
It was.
And then it all of a sudden it
changed,
started to turn just because of that idea.
My rage made me just go full ginge.
What are you thinking about this? What do you think about the idea of remaking A Princess Bride?
I mean, I hear you that it's not going to negate my favorite movie. I know it's not going to take away from it. I love Princess Bride. We did a reading at our wedding from the book Princess Bride that, let me tell you how I love you. I love everything about it. So when I hear that it's being remade, my first thought is, but for why?
But for why?
Because it's perfect. And how are you going to make a new one? It's like sometimes there's a reason to make a remake. You know, the Aladdin film, actually, I really enjoy. I think that's a really great movie and it did something different. But then you look at something like Beauty and the Beast. That is one of the most perfect animated films of all time. One of the few animated films to be actually nominated for Best Picture.
It was the first movie animated film ever to be nominated for Best Picture. Yeah,
because it's amazing. And then you go watch that remake and go, why did you do this? Who thought this was good? That's how I feel about Princess Bride. How are you going to replicate or try to do that movie? I don't know what new things someone could bring to it that makes it enjoyable. I'm sure people have their ideas and their thoughts, but I'm not getting Andre the Giant. And I don't want to see anyone else play that part. I don't want to hear anyone else rhyming about peanuts except for Andre.
Anybody want a peanut? Yeah.
No. I hear you about I'll get a different plaid car, but I'll get that plaid car and I'll set it on fire.
Okay, but let me ask you this, though. Like, you bring up the idea of Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Couldn't somebody make the same argument about Aladdin before you saw it? Couldn't they say, that movie with Robin Williams cannot replace Robin Williams? No way in hell can you replace Robin Williams. Mm-hmm. And we did hear those arguments. We heard a lot of people saying, that Aladdin movie is damn near perfect. Robin Williams can't be replicated. He can't be duplicated. He can't be imitated. There's no way to do this, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And what happened? They made it. It felt kind of fresh. Mm-hmm. People enjoyed it. Made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
And now we've got 2 Aladdin films. I still prefer the animated version. Oh, yeah. But I really got a lot of joy out of this new one. And now we've got 2 Aladdin films. Now, that new Beauty and the Beast, this is a great example. Mm-hmm. Okay, they made it. Didn't quite do it for you. I didn't mind it. I thought it was interesting. The one good thing that came out of that new one, though, is that... and I know she'll never leave me. Yeah. That song's really, I'll give it that. That's the one really good thing that came out is that song, that extra song they put in there. But that Beauty and the Beast came out. Mm-hmm. Okay, it didn't do it for everybody. It wasn't great. And it's already been forgotten about. And nobody's forgotten about the original Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's still there. It's beloved. So what harm came out of them doing Beauty and the Beast remake?
The nightmare fuel that was Mrs. Potts. Did you see what she looked like?
Okay, yes, but...
Still haunts my dreams.
Ultimately, it caused no harm. That they redid Aladdin caused no harm to the original Aladdin. You know, there are a lot of people who don't like the new Lion King. I adore the new Lion King, but there are a lot of people who don't. But even talk to them, does no harm to the original 94 masterpiece. Still, in my opinion, the greatest animated film of all time. So I guess... You know, in the midst when these conversations come up, people ask why.
Yeah.
Why? But I want to turn it around and say, why not? Why not? I mean, Aladdin is a great... I'm so glad you brought that up. Aladdin is a perfect case study of this. They remade Aladdin, and now we've got this new, fresh take on it. We adore it. We love it. When everybody was so damn against this movie when they announced it. And what happened? Came out. None of us have forgotten the original one, the Robin Williams Irreplaceable. So,
and a lot of people really liked Will Smith's performance in it, and that was the biggest
I was
issue.
Surprised.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I mean, I thought Will was a good choice to be somebody who wouldn't imitate Robin Williams, but would bring that same kind of charisma to it.
Yeah.
But even then, like we saw that first trailer, and like me and Rob talked about, it felt too jiggly. Like there was just something wrong about it. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my God. And look, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that they should do a Princess Bride remake. I'm not saying they should. But if they did, I just don't see there being any harm. I don't see why people get upset because they're not going to paint your car plaid. You're still going to have your car. It's fine. No damage will come from that. And by the way, studies were done. We used to talk about this all the time back in the movie blog days. But there were studies done by the studios that put that out. Do you know when the Ring, the North American version of The Ring came out? There are a lot of people say the Japanese version, the Asian version is a perfect horror movie. You know what happened? they proved more people went and watched the original. When The Departed came out, more people went and watched Infernal Affairs. When a remake gets made, it actually draws more attention to the original film that maybe a lot of people have never checked out. But anyway, I am not arguing for, I am not standing on a soapbox and saying we need a Princess Bride remake. No. Don't get me wrong.
I'm going
not
to
saying
tweet today. John Campea wants this remake.
He demands a Princess Bride remake. All I'm saying is a lot of people online acting like the sky is falling if they make another one. And all I'm saying is, even if it sucks, no harm done. Really, and if they make it good, then we've got another new Aladdin. But I don't know. Guys, what do you think about this? Was your first reaction more like mine that, hey, yeah, that could be all right or it could be bad, whatever, give it a shot? Or is your first reaction more like Chris's, where it's like, screw you, don't you dare, I will set this car on fire. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.